Welcome to the Ops. It's your girl, Spicy K.
And it's your girl TK. How y'all doing?
We are on episode 32, I believe. Can you
Woo-hoo.
believe we're on episode 32?
Man, we've been doing this thing out here for the people. So yeah, we doing it. Yes, sir.
And we have another great show ready for you all. Of course, we all know that I said at the beginning of this month, well, once we started recording uh, video, that I would bring breast cancer awareness and mainly wearing pink. Last week I wore black. Today, I
Mm-hmm.
know you see me with purple and black, and you're like, she's not representing. It's still one more day left in October. But this is a hockey fight cancer jersey from the National Predators.
Nashville
So,
Predators.
the
Okay.
Nashville Predators, yes. So, I'm still representing them. But anyway, as you all know, we have a segment called Who You Telling On this week. So, who are you telling on, TK?
All right. I'm telling on myself this week. 2023 has been a very tumultuous year for me, and you know, it's just been a lot going on, a lot of things that have happened and transpired. So I'm telling on myself for having a pity party. I have never experienced some of the things in life that I've experienced in this past year, and it's causing me, the strong warrior that I am, to have pity on myself. So I recently started reading a book or listening to a book because again, my spine cracking abilities of a real actual hardback book these days are as few and far between. So I listen to a lot of my literary desires. So I've been listening to Will Smith's book, Will, right? And I think I did that just to spite because of all the whole Jada thing, and I had been wanting to listen to it for a while. But there's a time for everything, and so besides the multi billions of dollars that he has, he and I are similar in character and upbringing, and I'm telling on myself for holding on to what I've held on to so long. So we being me, speaking in whatever party you consider,
That would be
have
third party.
yeah, yeah, well, whatever. It's kind of But anyway, we have decided that we're gonna do the damn thing. Like I just made a decision that it's people, all shit happens to everybody, and some people let it destroy them, and some people they spring from that, like from the ashes, like a phoenix. So I'm using that today. So I'm being positive today. I'm taking a lot of things into consideration because I've lost some people, and I do have some people that in my family that are sick right now and ill. So I'm taking each day as I'm supposed to be, and I'm telling on myself for being such a weak, what I want to say, puss hole this long.
Why
So
why would that make you weak? I'm
well,
just
because
wondering.
you have to suck it up. Like I said, stuff happens to everybody, and then just because I have not experienced it at this depth before, I can't just make excuses and or just just wallow in it, because that's what I'm trying to do, is just sit here and be like, I'm really upset. I want to feel this way. I deserve to feel this way, and I do. But also at the same time, it's an intertwined kind of thing. You feel this way, but you make motion. You do motion. Like I kind of halfway almost gave up on my dream, and because it's like I don't feel like I want any more disappointment. But disappointment is a part of life.
It
I
is.
mean, it really is. And I went so many years without disappointment, and now I'm just reaping, what is my portion of disappointment to catapult me into my greatness. So the pity party is over. Expect to see a lot of different things coming from me, and different behaviors and attitudes, because I got to get over myself. So, and that's hard for me to say because I think myself is pretty cool. So
Well,
for me to say, I don't ever say I'm never wrong, but I really lean towards not being wrong a lot. And so when I am, I'll say, hey, oh well. I was. Let's get over it. Let's move on. Let's move forward. So it is what it is. I'm learning a lot of different things about myself at this big age that I didn't know. I thought I had it all figured out about at least myself, and boom, surprise. So I'm telling on myself again to say that it's over. If anybody's in a similar situation to where you had a lot of shit go wrong for you, and it's just like that's not what you're used to, hey, that's not what you're used to, so it's not gonna always be that way. So that's all I gotta say. So who you telling on?
This has been the Tuesday's Tuesday that
What?
I have ever encountered.
No tacos?
Um, so many things I could tell on just from today.
Oh wow.
Yeah. What I will go ahead and tell on is granted some of this is my own fault and I know it. But so yesterday when I came when I came into the neighborhood from my lunch, my tire, the little, I don't know, sensor or whatever popped
The
up and
TPMS sensor.
said that I needed some air. So I was like,
Okay.
okay,
Yeah.
I go get some air. So I looked and seen what time the tire place is going to be open because that's where I got my tires from. So obviously that's where I'm going to take my tire back to if it's low. And because I'm tired of paying those $2, $3, $4 for
Like
to put air in
protective
my car.
covering.
No, for putting air in my tire when the air thing may not work and it's cold. So I
Oh.
decided that what I would do is that I would wake up and go, and it said it opened at 8 o'clock. And instead of me getting there at 8 o'clock, I didn't leave my house until 8 o'clock. So
Mm.
obviously my fault. I get there not expecting. It is a whole line of cars of people that are wanting to check their tires. And I'm like, on a Tuesday? Like, why didn't y'all
Yeah.
go yesterday or wait till Wednesday? So I was one annoyed. And yeah, I ended up having to stay there for a very long time. And
Hmm.
normally I work by 9 o'clock, and it was after 9 that I went. I won't tell on myself about something else only because of the simple fact that this is recorded.
Right. Okay. So was it severely low or was it just like like?
It wasn't really that low.
Mm-hmm.
But the issue is the fact that because it's, colder outside, you're supposed to have your tires apparently
Mm-hmm.
the whatever is supposed to be higher.
About 33. Yeah, 33.
Well, I think they wanted me to put mine at like 38 or something like that. I don't know.
Oh my gracious.
Um,
Okay.
so yeah.
And
So
it's gonna fluctuate, so you shouldn't get alarmed every single time. But yeah, I get it. So you
yeah,
had to wait for them to put the air in your tire. They checked all four, I'm sure, right?
yeah, they checked all four and put error
Yeah.
in all of them to make it to the 30 something, whatever, because
Mm.
all of them are pretty um, low compared to what it should have been, basically.
Hmm.
So yeah, they put error in all of them and they checked it. But that's who I'm telling on. I'm telling on myself and all the other people that decided to go get their air tires
They had
checked
this
this
exact
morning
same idea that you
at
did.
8 o'clock this morning.
Exact same idea. They had got a
It
low
was a
pressure
whole
sensor.
line. That line was long.
They wanted to be the first people there, and there was only one person that was the first first one there for a free service.
So yeah. So that's who I'm telling on this week.
That's what's up.
So anyway, for our uh first segment of it's cool when they do it, it's a problem when we do it. And this week for episode 32, we're talking about United Airlines and their white crew.
Ain't that
Um,
something?
yeah.
Mm.
So if you're not familiar, apparently a lawsuit was just a couple of days ago was
Mm-hmm.
filed against United Airlines, stating that two flight attendants were replaced in favor of young
Okay.
white thin
No,
women
no. Let's
for the
celebrate
LA
the one.
Dodgers charter flight.
Right, but let's tell them first and foremost that one of those women was a black woman, I believe age 50, and the other was a an Hispanic Jewish German or Canadian or some
I think she
I
was
don't know
also
Mexican.
African American. She's
She
black,
was
Mexican, and Jewish.
Jewish.
Yeah,
That's okay.
44.
So my bad for if I said any other. Sorry, ma'am. But she was in her 40s, 44 or something like that.
That's correct. A 50-year-old
With the
black woman than the 44-year-old. Mm-hmm.
with the seniority and the tenure for
Yes.
said delicate, let's just say delicate private parties. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Okay.
No problem. So they stated that basically age and race played a factor in them being moved down basically on the preferred list. I think that's how they said it.
Mm-hmm.
And
One was demoted and then removed from the actual consideration of being on the charter, is what I read.
yeah, and so apparently, because sometimes I go down a little rabbit hole. Um, so apparently, United had this problem before.
Before. Mm-hmm.
Apparently, in 2020, they had some flight attendants that also sued them for similar as it related to charter flights. Um, I'm not because it never really said what the actual like perks are, other than I guess just
It did.
being.
I read it.
Oh, okay,
I
okay,
read
okay.
it.
What? So
Okay.
what were the perks of being on the
So
part of the
that
charter
was
flight?
that was my first consideration. Like, does it even freaking matter? I'm sure there's other charters that they could be a part of, right? But uh, the one of the women that's part of the lawsuit said that there are certain perks because they have at times from those specific players received envelopes of cash. There's certain accolades that go along with it being a part of it as far as on your resume or with the company. And then there's certain things that you get as far as building networking relationships and things like that. She was saying that there are certain perks because you get more incentives, like more per diem sometimes, and that's a benefit. Like if you, as opposed to being on a regular flight of theirs, and you get more per day, an additional per diem, maybe along with your pay. That's awesome because this is probably just during the season of baseball that they was it you said Chargers or Dodgers, yeah. So during the season of baseball, that they do have the potential to earn incentive and gain accolades by being a part of this specific charter. You see what I'm saying? So
Okay.
I had to actually search and find it, like you said, a rabbit hole, because I wanted to know what the proverbial big deal was about them not being on that particular flight. And it's women of a certain age, once they've worked so long in a certain place. I mean, in any company, I'm not saying just women, anybody of a certain age, once you spent certain amount of time with a company, there's certain things that are to be expected. Like you wouldn't want someone that's 20 years old just coming into the company taking care of one of your best clients, would you? Like they don't even have the experience. Like so, it comes from, and I asked from United's perspective what they're taking it was. But then you also have a client that is one of your biggest clients, I'm sure, and you want to make sure that their needs are met, because I don't think United is the reason that these women aren't on these charters anymore. It's the preference of what the client wanted, right? So
Well, I never could figure that out, but that could be my only assumption, but I don't know for sure, like because it never really stated in. It looks like when they reached out to the Dodgers,
they didn't say
they didn't
anything.
make a comment or anything like that. So I'm not sure who's pulling who, or you see what I'm saying. Like I don't know if it's an unspoken rule, because there's a lot of
Right.
industries that may have unspoken rules, like you know this is the kind of person that we want on our flight.
Well, what I actually read when I, dug into several different articles, is that was the preference of the Dodgers Association. They wanted because that's what the players wanted. The players want, because we all know there's probably some whatever that goes on, which is bad for the organization. Which I would definitely, as the organization, say no. You need these women on here that you ain't gonna be trying to touch and feel on and get charges. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was thinking. But I think the lawsuit is probably going to be either settled out of court or dismissed altogether because they're suing the wrong people. The company United has to definitely know.
No, because the company you work for has a duty to make sure that no discrimination is being done towards you. Like they have a duty for that. They do.
Right.
They do, and they can get sued for it.
Right, but is it discrimination when you're doing what the client wants? Like if your staff can accommodate what they want, I don't think that would be I just don't think that would be discrimination. I mean, I think it's unfair, but I don't think that would be discrimination because if I come to you and say I want this type of staff, and I'm paying you this, you should find me what I want. Now, is it unfortunate that because if there could be somebody that one of us come through and say, "Hey, let me get all them sisters that you didn't that you didn't want to put on your charter. I use them for my flight," and I'm sure United would do the same. You see what I mean? I don't think, and their role of it is discriminatory.
Well, but like I said, let me clarify. The company you work for has a duty to you as an employee to make sure that you're not being discriminated against.
Right, and I get that.
So if the Dodgers organization, and this is my thing as well, even if they wanted, if your actual crew consists of maybe like 8 flight attendants, to me, not saying right or wrong to put one person in this position, but what would be the issue of having a senior person on the flight that may not fit the demographics of what may or may not have been the preference for the Dodgers? Because someone still has to do something, you see what I'm saying? Like a person is still doing the work. Because to be honest, if I think about the fact that this person just got out of flight attendant school or whatever kind of criteria they have to go through, and you have a person like everybody has been in there maybe a year or so, and you have people like these 2 ladies that had been in there, I think 14 years or so, at least 14 years. I would want those people, at least someone that knows better, that has handled a lot of situations, because also at the same time, not saying that they will, not saying that they want, not saying that they do at all, but there is also a potential that these flight attendants that do fit this younger criteria, they may actually be harassed as well. Like there is a potential for that as well. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand why, these other 2, I'm like, it's in my mind, it's 2 women. If the flight crew consists of, flight attendant crew consists of like 8 women or something like that, what's the harm of 2 being senior, members that may not fit your criteria, but they have seniority, and still letting, go out and find your 6 blonde white women that's in their early 20s.
And that's what I'm saying. The organization itself that would actually request that is asking for a lot, in my opinion, because after a game, drunk, rowdy athletes, we don't know, anything could be misconstrued. You wouldn't want it. You want the staff that's going to be able to take care of them and handle them. You actually want 3 MMA chicks on there that look for, what I'm saying? Look, hey, look, we ain't finna have none of this nonsense. But it was the story was so interesting to me about why they would actually go that far to say that. I feel United. because it's like, look, I got my client. Man, look, I would definitely offer compensation in other ways. Like, look, hey, I know you got seniority on this. Let me let you get this. Let me offer you this, this type of bonus. But you do whatever because they're missing money is what it is. That's the only reason why this lawsuit is coming out.
Those people are still gonna I can't believe you're siding with United.
I'm not siding with anyone.
You said you agree with them.
I said I feel them on their aspect, and I do, and that's call it devil's advocate or whatever. But I don't think that they're the responsible party in this. Like, I really don't. Like, they're doing what they're doing for business purposes, because if you lose their client, somebody's job is gone. Okay, if you say, hey, I'm going to be fair here, and I feel like this is unfair, and I want to put the crew that's more experienced on here just for our benefit, then your client is going to feel like you're not taking care of them. And that's real talk. Now, I do negotiations and work with, build client relationships a lot. So I know that you have to at least consider what your client wants. Now, if it's outrageous, like you want all 6 of the white women to have triple D's and wear skimpy outfits and stuff like that, then you're getting a little ridiculous. And then I'm gonna be like, look, no, I'm gonna draw the line there. But
so you're okay with them having, like, being discriminated against? Because keep in mind also that people call the older black lady the flight's maid,
right?
And also called and said that the other lady said that the one that has mixed heritage, that they needed a Mexican to clean the bathroom.
I didn't see that. Now, those comments specifically, but that is two different. That is two different things. You can't put them together. Now, you're gonna have to file 2 different lawsuits on that. You're gonna say you were discriminated against and assaulted with those type things. Now, that's something. That's where you go to HR for. But if you're saying that you've been discriminated against because you have been removed from a crew at a specification for a client, that is something completely different. Now, anybody would say, if I'm gonna deal with the person that said it to me firsthand, then we're going to take it and say, if y'all ain't going to do nothing about this, these are the type of things I'm subjected to. If y'all ain't doing nothing about this, then you're at fault. So, yeah, they're culpable in the fact that if these issues have been reported and they've done nothing, yeah, that's discriminatory. But if I, as a bartender, if I have 6 employees and I have to do an event and I know that these 2 employees here have the experience, I'm always going to want to go with them first. But if my client says, hey, for this particular event, I would like to have, this type of person, this and that and other, then I'm going to pick the people that are as close to what they want as I can, because that's what they're paying for, that experience.
But keep in mind, you're opening yourself up for a lawsuit because of that. You cannot allow people to discriminate against your people. Like, if these are bona fide reasons.
you can allow people to get what they pay for, and that is the most unreasonable thing that I could think of, for you to say that I was a script just because I'm not. You're not.
You have a duty to your employees.
Yes, to get them paid. They don't have to be on this particular job. They don't have to do this particular thing. There is, just because they want to. They're not required to get what they want. I mean, come on now.
I'm just letting you know.
I'm just letting you know that fair is fair. Everybody take that stuff to the HR and be like, oh, this, that, and the other. And HR always got to cover their butt. But sometimes people just do that because they know they're gonna get their way, and it's not always right. If you can get the same, if I have another position for you, you don't have to have this particular event, this particular job. If I can make sure that you're getting your money and you're not missing out on anything based on your tenure with me or what you're entitled to, there is no way that a judge can rule that they're liable for any sort of discriminatory acts.
Actually, plenty of judges have. Trust me.
And that's not fair.
I'm saying plenty. I'm telling you what is the law. I'm telling you how it works.
What's the law?
Because
the law is that I have to protect you and your feelings. I ain't never had nobody protect my feelings at no job. Come on now.
Protect you from discrimination.
That's not discrimination in this case. Unless somebody has said that the blatant stuff that they said to you about you being the maid and this and the other, that's discrimination. But you can't loop that in with not being put on this charter. There's no way.
And then also, I don't.
And then
I
looping
want
it
to
together,
say
they
they
gonna lose
might be,
anyway.
but I'm not 100%. But sure, but some of these, I feel like some of these airline people may be unionized as well. So you also
Okay.
have a different level of things because there are certain things you can't do because someone has seniority and stuff like that. So I'm just saying, like that's the truth. So
I get it. I understand
and
that.
I'm telling
And
you,
I'm not saying that's good.
I'm telling you, if someone works for a company and they are discriminated against because you allowed a vendor to discriminate against them, harass them, or whatever, and they have given you this information, and you are aware of this situation, and you continue to allow it, you are liable. You
Okay.
can get sued. You will get
Okay.
sued, and you will 9 times out of 10 lose.
Okay. So here we go then. United says, okay, I don't care what you say, Dodgers. I'm gonna put these women on your flight, and then they get harassed or talked to or made fun of or called whatever they want to call. Who's irresponsible at that point? Who's the irresponsible one at that point? I said I'm gonna put these black ladies on your plane, whether you want them on here or not. Something happened to them. Now here go a bigger lawsuit because one of them said the N word or the S word to the other lady or anything else.
Well, these behaviors are things that people shouldn't be doing anyway. And I'm just going to be
Whatever.
completely honest about this. Like, you
No,
have no idea.
no.
Whatever
Go
some
ahead.
people may think as the preference may not necessarily be the preference. Because you think about this, the Dodgers, from my understanding, and I could be totally wrong, but most of the baseball players, they're not necessarily white.
They ain't black.
I know. Like, I think most of them are like
Majority.
probably Hispanic or something.
Exactly.
So if you have a Hispanic lady on there, wouldn't she be a preference of somebody or several?
Not the consensus, apparently. They asked for 6 white women, not
But
6
sometimes
Hispanic.
it's a stereotype. To me, sometimes it's a stereotype that they just assume that all of them, like, you think about, because the other one involved like the NFL and all this other stuff. And people may have a think like, oh my goodness, they want these, you know, thin white women. Well, listen, the plus size women, some of them love it. You need to maybe have some men on there too. I'm just being honest. Like, cause some of them love that too. I'm just being for real
I'm
about
pretty
it.
sure the consensus was spoken for. So
Okay.
if they ask, what type of women do you want on this flight? They didn't say we want Hispanic women. They didn't say we want black women. They didn't say we want Asian women. They said we want 6 white women, young white women. Not even old. You can't even be an older woman, but a young white woman. That is what the players wanted. That's what I read. At the player specification, the LA Dodgers Union or organization wanted to have 6 white women as a part of their crew, and United obliged that. Now, you can hide it all kind of ways that you want, but ultimately you're going, if they wanted a certain type of beverage on there, they would have had that beverage. If they wanted a certain type of water, a certain type of ice that melts a certain way, they would have gotten that, because you're going to cater to the clients that you have. And that's just it. I mean, I'm nothing is fair. None of this stuff is fair, but ma'am,
And that's why they're facing a lawsuit right now, because they didn't learn their lesson apparently the first time when they got
they
sued.
got to make it fair.
And then apparently, based on what these two ladies were stating, is that after the first time that they got sued in 2020, then they decided to open it up and hire people of minority. And they hired these hired these two ladies, or put them on the charter list, to only say they're on the charter list, but then don't let them charter. And somehow that makes sense to you.
It does. Okay. Because I mean, you're gonna give people what they want. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you've ever been in the sales business or had to, but what I'm saying is, you know that you're going to do what you have to do to keep your clients, right or wrong.
I'm not going to do anything unethical and not.
Don't sound unethical to me.
I'm just discrimination is unethical to me.
That's not discrimination.
To me, it is.
I'm keeping. Well, I mean, because we're the ops, and your beliefs are entirely different than mine. But sometimes stuff has to make sense too. Like I can't go to my job and say I feel like I'm being discriminated against because they always want to talk to the white girls and not me. They always want to buy from the white girls and not me.
But that's
discrimination.
No,
is that
that's
totally no. Oh no, it's not. No, the fuck it's not. Because if that's what the client wants, that's what the client wants. My manager is not gonna say, "Oh well, I don't know what to say." There's nothing you can say. There's nothing you can do. If the person that's spending the money wants a certain dynamic, then that's what they want, and you have to give that to them. And it's not unfair to her because she can be compensated in other ways. She wants to get on here and get extra money or get hopefully get an envelope of cash at the end of the year or whatever incentive that she wants for herself is not something that is in her job description. It's not something to say, oh, you're a part of this, so you're going to get this and always. It's a crew. They got crews, they got several employees to put together crews for a reason, and that's usually for client preference. I don't think they were discriminated against in that regard. As far as the floor, the floor lady, that's the maid, or she need to clean the bathrooms, stuff like that. I'm pretty sure the organization didn't say that. You know what I'm saying? So the people that said that need to be dealt with. Yes, and that is discrimination.
It did sound like the other United employees said that too. It seems like it was from other flight attendants.
And that's what I'm saying.
That is discrimination.
That's what the fuck I just said.
No, but I'm saying I'm just specifying.
So I'm just saying. So if they're going to lump those two together, they're going to lose that. I think if you had two separate incidents in two separate situations, because the people in the Dodgers organization aren't the ones that said that she was the maid. So you got two separate incidents. You can't lump those together if you expect to win and be victorious in that, because United has said they are coming at this with everything they got. So, I mean, if you got hands to box with the billionaires, then that's what you can do. But to me, it's from on the Dodger side of it, I don't see discrimination. But if somebody told her that they was the maid or they needed a Mexican to clean the bathroom, that's really effed up to say to somebody.
Well, you also have to understand that it's an age and racial discrimination case. So also, once you become 40, there are certain things that apply, because sometimes people try to get you out because of your age or not hire you because of your age. So the 40 is the magic mark. And because of these two women are over the age of 40, that is also why there is age discrimination associated with it as well.
And that's United's fault because they're over 40, right?
I didn't say it was their fault. They're over 40.
No,
I'm saying that like you can't treat them unfairly because they are over 40. That's what I'm saying.
Unfairly how? There's a lot of other people that didn't get on the charter too.
So basically, how I read it and understood it is that they made these two people part of a token. Because they put them on there because of the first lawsuit, and then still put them down to the bottom of the preferred list, so they can't really even do a charter anyway. But they added these people to say that, oh no, we're not discriminating based on the first case. But if you still don't let these people do the job, what is that then? What's that? It's still discrimination. Yeah, they still work. I guess they make. So what's
the concern? They're mad because they're saying they're discriminated against because they weren't allowed to be a part of this charter that gets extra opportunities, right? They're not the only ones that got left out of that.
But if you have an experience, so again, what is a bona fide reason for you to not let someone who is more experienced, has seniority, all of these things, being with your company the longest, what is your bona fide reason that they can't do this job?
Because that's not what the client wanted. That's a bona fide reason.
No, no,
It's not.
no.
And we just
And
want to
that's why
agree to
they have a
disagree because that
lawsuit.
don't make sense.
That's why they have a
And that's why
lawsuit.
they're not going to win it. Okay, I mean, you can file a lawsuit all day. That don't mean shit.
But I'm
Does it?
telling you, plenty.
Wait, no, does it? So they
Plenty.
filed a
No,
lawsuit.
no,
So
no. I'm
it's
saying
obviously
no.
going
What
to
I'm
be
saying is that there
prepared.
is plenty of cases that are very similar to this.
Mm-hmm.
If I go out, if I'm working for you, and some person comes in there and keeps discriminating against me for whatever reason, race, gender, age, because I am over 40, and I tell you, and you still allow that same vendor to keep doing the same thing, I
Vendors
can
are different than the client.
no, they all, but in the
No, go
world
ahead.
of how it works, all of it the same. Vendor, client, all of it the same.
Right.
If it's a client of yours, if you allow that client to discriminate against me after I told you,
Because that's how
and
you
you,
feel. Okay. All right. Go
because
ahead.
that's
Go
what
ahead.
happened,
Because that's how you feel.
and then I can sue you, and 9 times out of 10, I'm probably going to win
I don't think that's
because
right.
I gave you
Simply
the
because,
information, because I
right.
let
Because
you
you
know
felt
what
you
was
were
happening.
discriminated against.
I let you know what
Okay.
was happening.
And then you felt that I didn't do
And
anything about it to your satisfaction.
nothing happened, and the action
You don't
still
know that.
continued.
Okay. So
But
you
because the
felt
action
that,
still continued, I'm just telling you.
okay. What my client wants, because if I don't have clients, I can't have employees. Okay. That's first and foremost. That's business. If I don't have clients, then I can't have employees. Yes, I would rather take a chance on you being pissed off than pissing off my client because I pay you, they pay me. Okay. Now, second of all, they weren't discriminated against. They had a preference. You might have had more experience, but that's not what the fuck I want. And I'm paying. Okay. So if I go to you and say, if the person comes to me and says, hey, if they came in and said, hey, she should be the maid, or hey, that N-word shouldn't be working for you, or something like that, I wouldn't tolerate that. No, that's ultimate and blatant disrespect. But if you're paying me a fee and say this is the staff that you would like to have for your event, I mean, it's not like I'm saying you got to change this across the board. She can't never work in charter ever again. That claim wasn't made. For this particular charter here, I want to have this crew. I think that's perfectly fair. And I don't think that she was specifically discriminated against, because if it was any person right there and it wasn't them 6 white women, then that's not what they wanted. If it was a man, that's not what I want. I want 6 white women so I can set my players up to get harassment charges. That's what they want to do. That's on them. If that's how they want to play that, that's on them. But I think it's perfectly fair for them to have the crew that they want to have for their particular charter. You know what I'm saying? Because well, no, I ain't gonna go there because I'm telling who's watching right now. But listen, it's just a lot of different things that I just think are played into it. And I feel them being upset, missing out on money. I'd hate to miss out on money. I miss out on money, but I can't say it's because of one thing or another. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be very hard to prove that they were discriminated against in that regard with that. Now, as far as their United's employees, I feel like, if somebody said something like that to my employee, I would be really upset. And if that's how you feel, then yeah, we're going to have a conversation. And then, yeah, but I'm going to say something to them before it gets to the point of a lawsuit, and it might be an event of termination. But that's the decision you have to make at the time based on the brevity of it. And I just don't see this whole, I want 6 white women to wait on my players during in flight. You know what I mean? Because the pilot is the only one that really got your life in the hands. The flight attendant, other than explaining to you what you got to do when your life in danger, I don't see how one experience over the other. You know what I mean? It's not like they're gonna be able to save them or do CP. You know what I'm saying? Like there's just not enough merit to what they're trying to sue for. I don't think with that end of it. But yeah,
Yeah, I definitely don't agree. But that's why we're the
we shall
we're the
see.
opposite.
I'm gonna find. I'm
'Cause
gonna follow this because I'm gonna find out. Because I know ain't no way United finna pay these people for feeling like they should be on that plane with
if
them
it's a
people.
if it's a feeling that you can prove,
Yeah. What the
yeah,
proof is in what? Is that I don't want you here. I'm not paying for you to be here, and United has a right to accept any fare that's coming their way. There
they
you
also
go.
have a right to not discriminate.
That's not discrimination. That's picking your flight crew, and that's their job. They can pick whoever they like.
Okay.
There you go. So shit, I think they're gonna come up short on that one.
Okay. But I'm just telling you, I'm just letting you know. Other
That they
people
not
have did the same thing and the company has not won.
right. Well,
So not
the
only do
company said
so
they
not
coming
only
at
do you
this
not so
with
not only do
everything
you
they got. So I'm siding with the money because just because you feel a type of way don't mean nothing. Because I feel a type of way all the time, and it don't nobody give a god.
I'm just
Don't
telling you
nobody
right
care.
now. I'm just telling you right now that
Mm-hmm.
you're talking about you don't want to go against the clients. The clients ain't always right.
The
Trust me.
clients have the money. The
They're
clients
not
have the
always
money.
right.
I
Sometimes they
didn't say.
can't. They're
Listen,
not
did
gonna
you
be
and
always right.
nowhere in this podcast have you heard me say they were in the right, but they got the money and that's what they want. Don't you?
But
You are an advocate of if you pay for what you want, you expect what you want, right?
well, you didn't let me finish what I was actually saying. What I was saying is that the client, because you mentioned that the client is the one that has the money, but what's going to end up happening is that you're going to then get sued and have to pay out more than potentially what that client was even giving you,
I don't
all
think
because
so.
you wanted to be into their will.
Yeah.
I have clients. I have I have had clients in the past
Mm-hmm.
based on my position.
Mm-hmm.
They don't always get what they want.
Well, I mean, and then they'll go somewhere else to get what they want, which is
No,
the purpose
sometimes
of
they
it.
still stay.
No,
A
I mean,
lot of times they still stay
I don't believe that. So
for
you got
other
to
reasons.
show me statistics. Show me the
They can't
statistic, and I
always get
believe
what they
it.
want,
What I'm saying is,
especially when it's not done.
they were not egregious with it and saying I don't want no N words on or any Hispanics on my plane. They asked for what they asked for. These women felt like they should be a part of that, but that's not what was wanted by the client. So I'm gonna say I feel like United gonna come out on top on this because they're suing the wrong people. I don't want you here. I'm not going to pay for you to be here. So yes, the middleman, which is United, is going to say, "Hey, I think I should do what they're asking me to do, which is not egregious, and there would be other opportunities. These specific ones may not have, were according to their determination weren't available to them. And yeah, you can sue because you want to be mad, but you're gonna end up paying the court costs on some stuff that's crazy. You can't, man. This litigious society is so weird, and it's awful if they end up losing this based on the fact that they felt like they should be a part of it. Just because you feel a certain type of way does not mean you've been discriminated against, and that's why people that are actually discriminated against get looked at crazy. So yeah, I don't discriminated, yes, by calling, saying derogatory things to them, but as far as not being a part of their charter, I don't feel like that's a discrimination.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna agree to disagree because, like I said,
We need to
I
move
know
on because this
differently.
is ridiculous. Well, you know
I know
differently,
differently.
but
Yes,
there's
I know.
that, like you said, it wasn't 100% right, so it ain't all the time, correct? So
No,
yeah,
it's
I'm gonna
not all
stick
the
with
time,
that.
but I'm just
Well, then
saying
I'm
a
gonna stick
lot
with
of
that.
times that
You go with your side. I'm gonna stick with my
I'm
side.
just
All right?
saying.
Okay. You just said.
I just I just had a for my CE credits. I just had a whole set of cases about
Well,
this,
this is a new case, and
and
we
the and
shall
the and the
see how it
companies
plays out.
and the companies lost.
Well, this
Just
company said
saying.
they're going at it, and I don't care if they lose or not. But I don't feel like they were in the wrong
Okay.
for doing what their client said. Whoever the fuck agree with me, I don't give a damn. Whoever don't, I don't give a damn either. So I
Okay.
ain't getting no money either way.
So moving on.
Please.
So DJ Envy, um, are we gonna consider him a victim or compliance? I'm sorry, accomplice in all of this. And this is a topic that was actually suggested by one of our lovely subscribers. So that's why we're talking about it. If you're not familiar with the case, basically what happened is that, let me get I want to say his name is Caesar Pina, but I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Basically, he was a real estate developer, what have you. And a lot of people feel like because DJ Envy vouched for him on the Breakfast Club and said that he works with him and all of this stuff, that a lot of people bought into it because of DJ Envy. And so therefore, DJ Envy is, co-hosting events with him, like real estate events, doing all sorts of things, saying that he was his business partner, he's this, he's that. And then all of a sudden, now that the FBI comes calling, now he wants to be a victim. So how do you feel about this, TK?
Well, this is not really a topic that can concern me or anything like that. But I it's concerning a lot of people because based on who DJ Envy is, and I feel one or two things happen with this. Either he didn't understand enough because he put his own money in it too.
Yes, he did.
He didn't understand enough because I've looked into stuff that has to do with real estate development and real estate in general, and it's a lot of stuff that goes along with it. You don't know where the money is coming from. But I do believe that once he lost his initial investment, he should have, let everybody know. He was bringing people into it based on the fact that he was making money, which is what a Ponzi scheme is. You see what I mean? So I think he was bringing people in on it based on that fact. I'm like, oh man, you got to get with this guy. I think Mr. Pena, whatever, however the hell you say it.
Like it has like a little accent or whatever. That's why I don't know how to pronounce it.
It's Pena, like the nya that thing means like nya, like piñata. You know what I mean? But anyway,
okay.
So I'm gonna say Pena. So he was dirty, straight up. But if you're gonna be dirty like that, when you do the dirty white collar, that's what I'm gonna call it, dirty white collar. You have to have charisma, and you have to tell people this. Then you're explaining stuff to people that don't understand, and they're trusting you as a person to give them the right information. But if your motive from the front is to deceive people, then that's just what that is. I think he deceived Mr. Pena. Deceived Mr. Envy, and he, went all in like I would. Like if somebody came and said, "Oh, I got this great new thing," and I gave you $5,000. We talking on my level, not on their level, okay? So if I gave you $5,000, and you tell, and then in 2-3 weeks I got 8,000, and I go up to maybe 12,000. I start making money with it. I'm like, Cam. Or my other friends, I'm be like, "Oh, Jazz, you got to, man, look, I just put in, I gave this dude $5,000, now I got 12. Put your money in with it, right or wrong?"
See, this is the thing, because they have a whole, what's the word? They have a whole interview where he mentioned that I think Joe Budden told him, "Man, that sounds like a Ponzi scheme to me." Right. So a lot of his friends did not fall for it. His inner circle did not fall for it.
Well, okay, and I get that you're gonna have people that's gonna be like, "Oh hell no, that sounds like like you said." But if I said, "Look, yo, I'm telling you, here go my account. I gave him, here go minus the $5,000 right here, and then here go where I got plus 12, right? I'm showing you that I'm gonna keep pushing it like that." And then some people that fuck with you gonna be like, "Okay, I'm gonna try it. If you making money, let's try it." But most people are probably gonna be like, "Yeah, I don't know this guy," but that's what they're gonna say. "I don't know this guy," and some of that sounds a little sketchy to me, right? So I'm pretty sure, like, I would say maybe 2 out of 8 are gonna say, "Nah, I ain't going through that." But them other 2 that's leaning, you know what I'm saying, out of the 10. But I don't think he was complicit in deceiving people. But I do think that once he realized what was going on, he didn't do enough based on what I've read. I don't know what he did, but I mean, he's now implicated himself. Like I think charges have been filed against him too, right? Am I wrong?
He has a lawsuit, but no charges. I don't think no charges has been filed. He just has had lawsuits associated because of the
His
yeah.
convincing. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, so I see that, and I see that being a problem for him, and he's probably going to be liable for that stuff, that money right there. He's definitely going to be liable to somebody that paid him based on his recommendation and this and the other, because that's what it was on. Now I don't know you know, how well that might fare out, but I don't have those type of you know things that I know.
Well,
But go ahead.
I'm sorry. I know that one of the guys that I want to say his name is something like D'Angelo, like a last name D'Angelo. One of the guys that's suing stated that if you lost this money, why didn't you tell anybody about you losing the money? It wasn't until, the feds basically started saying anything that you're now saying like, oh yeah, I spent money and I lost my money. I lost the money too,
Right.
because what it seems like is that maybe you were still, DJ Envy may have still been, and this is, of course, all allegedly because we don't know, and we don't want to get sued either. Um, but it seems like maybe the person was saying, if you knew better, you should have told us then, instead
Right.
of still continuing to perpetrate and say that this is what was going on when that wasn't true.
Because they done cut out of affiliation with him. Like he off the Breakfast Club. I mean, like he's outcast at this point, right?
I didn't see that.
Yeah, yeah. He ain't somebody else on there filling in for him. So I mean, like people that's why I feel like he wasn't a part of it, because I would not go to my close friends to get scammed. You see what I mean? Like unless I felt like this was the real deal, I would not bring that to. If I said, hey, this dude over here, he trying to run a scam, man, look, just act like you're interested and just go away. You know what I'm saying? That's something I would say. But like, this dude over here, he trying to get y'all, you know what I mean? But there's no way I would go to my best friends, my family, and people that I care about genuinely and try to get them to invest in something that is full of shit. Like seriously, that's ridiculous. And I think the way the dude has gone underground, I feel like that he didn't have anything to do with it. But I don't know. People surprise me every day. I'm one of those people that give everybody the benefit of the doubt until you show me that you cannot be trusted. And I feel like my boy got caught up in, his homeboy playing him. That's just what I feel like. Now we definitely ain't gonna know what the real deal. I'm finding out with reading Will Smith's book. Like there's stuff that's happened in these entertainment streets that none of us will never know anything about. And that's crazy. Backdoor deals, how deals are made, stuff like that. So we don't know. They could have had this conversation over a cognac and a cigar, talking about, hey, DJ Envy, I got this deal. I want you to invest. Give me $5,000, and I'm gonna turn that into $12,000 and be like, nah, nigga, I ain't finna give you none of my money. You know what I'm saying? But then you show me, you pull out documents and showing me this. Like, I don't understand all that. I wish I did understand the finance game like that, like how the folks be getting scammed and stuff like that. I not the scamming part, but the legal part of it. Like how they actually invest and make money and stuff like that. I just my coin don't float that high. You feel me? Not yet.
Well, they were saying that the Caesar, whatever, that he was basically using the money that I guess he was supposed to like reinvest or pay out to his investors, and decided to, basically fund a lifestyle.
Shout out Bernie Madoff. He made that popular. Like, I'm gonna tell you, if that man wasn't doing people the way he did, he was brilliant. Like, that is one of the smartest things ever. I watched his documentary, girl. Like, that is We probably can't do nothing on the level that he did, but some people can, because no matter if you have ever earned $1 before, they trust your sense in making the next dollar. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care what you say about the man. Donald Trump may not be able to run a country, but he is a financial genius. The way he has murked and played this system to keep and maintain the money that he has earned, girl, that is, I don't even know the knowledge that you have to know how to manipulate that way. You feel me? You see what I'm saying? So that is a
I don't talk about politics or things like that. But I just also want to throw out there that man has also been sued and
yeah, he
is no
is.
longer allowed to do a lot of things because
Yeah.
of his being sued and losing. So just
And
throwing that out there. Just throwing that out
and
there.
but before he got caught up in this, now this right here is the biggest catch up he done had, right? I feel you on that. But
No, I'm saying
beforehand,
like the companies like him and his children aren't allowed to do certain things right now that I
right?
won't
Yeah.
necessarily, yeah.
I mean, I get
But
that,
yeah,
and I know exactly what's going on. But I'm just saying, he. I watched The Apprentice. Now we ain't gonna you can do your last whenever, but I watched it, and
I did too.
the things that like that people learned from him made them successful. Not the ones that we hear about, but some of those people that were actually on that show utilize that. I mean, it's good sense. Like, it's all book sense. It's not like that. Their particular science that they have is not a common sense. It's finite. It's literally gonna be what it is. You just have to know what to look at and where to look to make these kind of investments and things like that, because people move this kind of money all the time. They do that stuff. But if you just come to me and say, let me get $5,000, I'm gonna turn this into that. I'm not gonna know how you gonna turn this into that unless I get into it and research. And 9 times out of 10, we're not gonna do that. We just want the result. So that's what we have. That's what happened here in this situation. I feel my man was like, I don't know nothing about this shit. He said I could learn, probably, in his head. I could probably learn, but I don't want to. I'm just gonna trust my boy. Gonna take this here money, and then when he brought me that back, oh yeah, I'm I'm calling everybody. Hey, look, man, look, your boy got me some, and I think that's how he got caught up in this. But I think that Pena dude is dirty as fuck.
But he's apparently being DJ Envy, from my understanding, has been doing, in conjunction, business partner, however you have it, with this guy for a while,
Mm.
like with him for a while. So
Man, it's possible he could have, but like I said, that dude, if you're gonna take that to your friends like that, that's messed up.
when then like they also mentioned as part of that lawsuit that like he because the Breakfast Club has such a big audience, that he has a duty and a responsibility to not push something that he knew or had any kind of inclination that it wasn't above board.
Yeah.
And that is also, that's why I always, that's why I don't want to talk about certain subjects on here. That's why I'm very careful about saying allegedly, or, I'm quick to, most of the stories, if I don't know a person name or don't know exactly what they saying, I pull up this cell phone right here and I start looking so I can correct myself if need be. Because mm-mm, mm-mm. And I I think up until, and like I said, I think I don't watch the Breakfast Club. I never really watched the Breakfast Club. I watch clips, so I don't know exactly how hard he was pushing for these
Mm-hmm.
things. But you kind of got to be careful who you're doing business with, because
And
they
that's
could be your downfall.
and that's true. And that's the thing about it that's tough right now. It's like, bro, we out here trying to do, you know, different things, and people are deceiving us. Like, it's hard. That has to be tough. Like I said, I don't know either way about certain things, but baby, I, I before you invest your money, do your own, because you can day trade, you can invest yourself, you don't need an external person these days, but do your research first. I got caught. I did a lot of bad investing about 10 years ago, and it because I didn't know. I just said, hey, I'm gonna get this money. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get this money. No, no. It didn't play out that way. But if you do the research, nothing is quick. These people didn't come up with these schemes quick, and these people didn't make no actual real money quick. Neither one of them. They took time, and they seek people out that don't know, like me. So, and like my boy, I don't know about Envy. Like I said, I don't know nothing about Envy. I don't even know his heritage. I don't think he black, from what I looked at, but I don't even know where he comes from. Yeah, I don't think he is. So, I don't know how on your side I'm gonna be with this young sir, but if you knew about this, I'm gonna say that's messed up, and karma will play out for you. If you deceived people that actually cared about you and listened to you and stuff like that, if people listening to you invested with this man based on your recommendation and you knew about all this, you wrong, dude.
Yeah. Plus, I'm looking at his Wikipedia right now, and it's saying that he does have a degree in business management from Hampton University. So not only does he have a business background, with education and things like that, and then because he does have this influence, like that's why like in even when I do this show, I have to always make sure that I put on there, like YouTube always asks me, is somebody giving us money, or is somebody like a third party? Like I always have to go in there and make sure that, I'm doing everything above board, because otherwise we'll get kicked off of YouTube. Like even when you're advertising something and you're going to get a commission, you have to say it. That's why those TikTok videos, state on there, eligible for commission on that, or either it says ad, or either it says sponsored. There's a lot of things that you have to put on there when you do any kind of thing, to let people know that, like, you're not doing this just because you're doing this. You're also doing this because it's something that's going to help you generate money. So
we'll get there at some point.
Yeah, we will.
We'll be out here telling y'all what y'all need to do and what y'all need to buy, and mean it from the bottom of our hearts.
Well, me personally, I know that I will probably never. I still hold myself with level of respect and in integrity, and that, like, I'm just gonna be honest. Me, Kimberly, me, Spicy K, we're not gonna be advertising no Pepsi, because because that's nasty to me. So if it's not Coke, I'm not. I'm just being honest.
On the other half of the hour, if they try to pay us, I'll drink as many as I need to cover both of us. So I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm out here drinking everything that's not nasty. So whoever want to pay us to do whatever. I also have integrity about myself, so there's some things that I won't do, but I'm pretty sure that's a lot less things than what Spicy K would do.
So, speaking of integrity, I want to go ahead and jump into one of the next to the last segments that we have. Is about Keith Lee and his Atlanta restaurant tour. Now, Keith Lee sets himself apart about everything, and always state that he has integrity and things of that nature. And I guess some of the restaurants in Atlanta did not get the memo.
That's crazy.
They did not understand it at all. Everything from allowing, telling his wife and his family that they have an hour wait or hour and a half wait, and then he walks in and they're like, within 5 minutes we have a seat for you all.
That's crazy. He said all of them. They said all of them. I thought it was him by himself. He walked in. They said they could get him set in 5 minutes.
Well, yeah, but his family was went in first. Yeah, his family went in first because he likes to go. He likes to not show up. He doesn't like to give his name. because he believes that sometimes people are giving him extraordinary customer service and experience and food and stuff like that,
and he want
that
to see
they're
how it
not giving
really
to the
is.
he's like, no, I'm a regular person with regular money, so just like anybody else regular money good, my regular money good too, and if you're gonna treat me better because of this, then I don't really want it. I don't really want to deal with it.
And that's
And I appreciate the fact that he has integrity enough to do that, because a lot of people don't.
I mean, and let's hope he remains that way, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people start out that way. I didn't know about nothing about this guy until this particular story. I saw what he said, and I appreciate, that he did do that, because it was ridiculous, basically, on how the people were treated beforehand. So that means that's how everybody else was treated when they walked in, because she was like, "Oh, we don't do to go orders. Oh, we don't do this."
Yeah.
Who don't do to go orders on the weekend in Atlanta? Like, that's how, ain't that how you would get money? Because ain't nobody want to stand in them lines. Don't nobody want to find parking. Because I swear to God, when you want to go eat somewhere good in Atlanta, you have to park 18 miles away. And
Whoa.
me, for somebody that don't like to walk, I hate that. I have definitely Ubered from my hotel to anywhere I wanted to eat in Atlanta before, because I do not want to do all that walking for the parking. And it's ridiculous. It's getting worse. But to go to a restaurant that's owned by
Melanated people, mostly. I think all of them may have
is
been.
it was that sign language for that? Because no, because I meant black people. But anyway, owned by us, and we walk in as us and say, "Hey, I'm just trying to get some food. I'm trying to spend with y'all. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? We trying to make sure y'all stay good. Now we know y'all good, but we just want to make sure y'all stay good. I'm trying to spend money with y'all, Oh, we got an hour and a half wait. We don't do takeout orders. You can't wait. This, and the other. Just from the rip, off the rip. That's wild to me. I cannot believe that that's how these people were treated. And then, because I sat there and I watched the his whole thing. How he did. He showed them going in, asking what they experienced when they went in, and then what he experienced when he went in. And I don't blame him, because you're advertising yourself. You're asking for the black business, right? As a black owned business, and then to come in here and be treated this way. I understand you might be overwhelmed, you might be overworked, you might be doing that, but at least have consideration. Say, hey, look. But nah, when a celebrity come in here, oh, you got your Sunday best on, you got your smile on. Hey, we got you a table in 5 minutes, because you think it's gonna help you in some kind of way, because he gonna come in here and say, oh, y'all were great to him. Oh, y'all were bad. That backfired on y'all real big, huh? Because it may not ruin you as a business, but that is a lot to know how people feel when they come to your restaurant. People that have never been to your restaurant are going to go now.
Also, I'm sorry.
Now, I just say, because that's what they think they'll experience. But go ahead. Yeah.
So also, because another restaurant did Keith Lee like this, where they kind of invited him to the restaurant. He came and didn't like the food, and he stated, like, and he also states, like, these are things that I like. So if you don't, if you don't have a problem with this, you may like it. That's what he normally states about a lot of stuff. And they were like, we didn't want him. It ain't all about Keith Lee, da da da. And then, like, I guess milk and honey, bread, milk, water. I don't know. Some company, one of them restaurants.
It's the milk and honey versus milk and honey. I saw that too on there.
So
it's two different places.
I know they were saying it's two different places, but apparently, like, they were like, who was Keith Lee? And somebody was like, they ain't even in their own restaurant. Like, I don't know if that's true or not. I'm just stating what, the people were saying. That, like, they weren't even on their own restaurant when they was like, who is Keith Lee? Who is Keith Lee? And something that I also paid attention to, and what I also found fascinating, is that a lot of his TikToks, as it related to the to not receiving any food, got over 1 million likes. But what I also saw is that the ones that he gave rave reviews to, those likes weren't as high as the other. And I think that goes to people liking the negative and not necessarily the positive. So I do want to point out a couple of positives about his visit to Atlanta. Then I go back and talk about you know, some of the things that were wild. But one of the restaurants, I think his sister-in-law or someone called, and I think they were closing or getting ready to close. And the lady was like, okay, come on, we'll have some food for you or whatever. And Keith Lee actually matched her um, money that she made that day.
That's what's up. He seemed like
he matched dude. It. So that's what I'm saying. Like, so not only did she go above and beyond for a person that was just a regular person. But now she got in turn, she got blessed with the ability to be able to have that additional money. And notoriety. Yeah. So not only are people like, oh my goodness, now our place is going to be packed. And I think I could be wrong, but I know one of the restaurants that he went to, I don't know if it was this one or not, was like, we been Keith Lee and all this stuff, meaning like, we're going to have an influx, because if you're not familiar, I want to say it's Franken something pizza, because Keith Lee is based out of Las Vegas. Oh, okay. Former MMA. Well, I guess he may still do MMA fighting.
He's a fighter? Well. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now that I didn't know. I like I said, I never heard of this guy, and I was like, dang, he all over the place. He got
I hate to bring up anybody else's podcast other than ours, but Kev on stage. We all get money. Kev on stage and that chick Angel did an interview with Keith Lee. Go watch it. And he's a strange guy. Like he very unique individual, but I'm you can tell you can tell he's like strong in his convictions and things of that nature. That's why I'm like, no, he integrity. I believe he truly has it, and he, like he said, he was like, and he doesn't even take money from these places. Like he pays for his food, even when they offer. He's like, no, I pay for my food. I saw that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, so he's not asking for any favors or anything like that. So I think that's great. But also people started bringing up, because when I tell you TikTok, Facebook, anything that I have like looked at as it relates to Keith Lee being in Atlanta, some of these people was like, I am so happy that somebody finally knows that the food is mediocre, and people got all these rules. These restaurants got all these rules, because that same restaurant, The Milk and Honey, or that's what it's
one is The Milk and Honey and one is Milk and Honey. I just saw it on a random TikTok as I was looking this dude up and stuff.
So I don't want to call the wrong thing. You see the video, whatever, because I don't want it to be the wrong one. I don't want it to be the wrong one.
The wrong one that he was, the one that was not the one he's talking about, said them folks got death threats and all kind of stuff, and he don't condone that stuff. He said don't be doing stupid stuff like that, and then don't do a restaurant based off what I say. You go try it out for yourself. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Because he always say like his taste. Yeah, because he always says that like he likes certain things. So he doesn't like overly sweet stuff. He can't eat seafood, and most of the time, if it's a seafood restaurant, his sister and his wife are the ones that's reviewing those. Because if it's even cooked in the same, he can do like fish, but he can't do shellfish and stuff like that. So if it's cooked in the same grease and stuff like that, he's not going to eat it.
Swell up.
But there was like rules of, the one that's been going around saying something along the lines of, we can only guarantee the food. We can't guarantee anything else, like as number one thing that you need to know about them. Like, so we just not in the business of customer service. And then people were like, who is Keith Lee to be judged, and da 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 da. And I'm so happy. What is his name? I think it was Kalen, the one that used to be on Ellen. That guy. Actually, I pulled it up, so bear with me.
Yeah, I don't support Ellen with me. I don't know who's. I haven't watched Ellen since the early years.
I don't think the show is still on anymore. I just want to throw that out there.
I was an Ellen supporter in the beginning. I read both or two of her books. I don't know how many she's written. She's not She's not one of my favorite people
Well,
anymore.
so basically, to summarize, someone named Baby J was mentioning, like, I thought he's an MMA fighter. Why is we looking for his opinion for food? And Kaylin Allen was like, which I'm almost positive is the guy that was on Ellen, was saying that we're regular people. Regular people are the ones that's going to be doing it. Culinary, other chefs are not going, and culinary experts are not going to these restaurants and eating at these restaurants. So it's going to be regular people.
Right.
So it's going to be regular people with regular people taste buds that is going to these restaurants and paying for this food. So,
and to be honest with you, them people don't like them chef's food. I don't care what y'all say. All that extra stuff they be adding just to make one simple dish, that stuff cannot taste good. And y'all be like, I bet that means, you know what I'm saying? Because they do the most regular simple food that people cook is what people want.
Well, I think sometimes when you go to a restaurant, you want something that you're not going to necessarily have at your house.
The only thing that I want that I don't have in my house is capers. I don't know what to do with capers on my own, but when I go eat them at other places, they're so delicious.
You can just buy them.
Yes, but I can't do nothing with them. They're not gonna taste like they taste when I go out. That's the only thing I need from y'all. And then everybody don't even have capers. You should be these fancy restaurants out here, and y'all ain't got cake. Anyway, all right.
Cheesecake Factory has capers.
They do.
Chicken piccata.
I get capers added to my stuff, but I know they got them. So, and I've got them. I make them put them on whatever I eat. I don't know what it is, girl. Capers are delicious, and I didn't get introduced to them until anyway. These folks, but look. All I want to say about this guy is I was impressed by how he did behave, because his and they was hungry. His whole family was hungry now. When they went to Old Lady Gang, whatever the fuck that means. That sounds stupid anyway.
That's Candy's restaurant.
Right. Okay, I thought it was the mama.
That's Candy's. That's her restaurant, but it's named after her mama and her aunts. The Old Lady Gang.
Yeah, but it's supposed to taste like old ladies back in the kitchen.
Like soul food,
right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, them ladies ain't touched. I seen the picture. Them ladies ain't touching no food back there. Anyway, but we have got to treat us better, okay? And I want to say that because I know you've been an advocate for trying to patronize Black-owned businesses for a long time, and then you had a period where you was frustrated with them because of service and stuff. Am I right or wrong?
It was that one place that's.
But anyway, we've all had our experiences with it, and it's the consensus of us all that we don't treat us well, and we want to spend money with us.
Yeah,
I'm saying a lot of things that I wouldn't normally say. Anyway, but we want to spend money with us, but people are making it hard. Customer service is one of the number one things that lacks in Black-owned businesses, and it's awful because you know how you've been treated. Okay, so I want to emphasize, I have been in customer service over 20 years of my life, and the way that other people emphasize the importance of customer service and it being a part of their success, we need to emulate that. We don't need to have us talking about us this way so they can hear us. Do you hear me? Like, and I meant to say that as coded as I could, but you know what the fuck I mean, because I go above and beyond to try to find Black-owned businesses, and when I can't find them, I read an article years ago. This couple tried to go a whole 365 days just using Black-owned businesses, and they couldn't.
Whoa.
because some of the services that they need on a regular basis were not available in. So do you realize there are people out here that will patronize us and only us if we're there and if they're treated well? Sometimes you have those extras. You have those extras in every demographic. Don't just act like it's just us. You have extras in every demographic that act the way they act. Okay? We have to do a better job of patronizing us and treating us like our money counts too. Okay, not just the celebrity money, because you're gonna have more and more celebrities that do this right here. They're gonna send somebody in as a decoy, see how you treat them, come in on themselves. Like he done set the blueprint. This finna happen.
Well, no, because there's still gonna be other people. Because keep in mind that he is a celebrity in his own right, but he's not like, and this is no offense to him, obviously. He's not like a Will Smith. You see what I'm saying? So there is certain people that are going to always go somewhere and be like, I'm the star, like, and everything like that. So
Will Smith does that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's people that's like go places and like, I'm the star. They want to be treated differently, and there's people that may not even have the fame and notoriety, but because they have money, or maybe they have the notoriety and fame and not money, and whatever. And they are also like, no, I want to be, I want to be set apart. But anyway, those are my thoughts on that.
I'm gonna keep watching this guy though. I'm gonna keep track of it. I'm gonna keep
yeah, he has a large following on TikTok. So the last segment is mine's what have I learned from a TV show or movie. And this is gonna be, it's actually gonna be several movies, to be honest. Because several movies have a similar theme. So this movie in particular was No Hard Feelings. However, also, also, I believe it was Mean Girls, the second Mean Girl 2, where they pretty much, you have parents that have awkward kids, and I'm going to say that awkward kids, and they have money, and they are therefore paying, someone to be friends or to befriend them for whatever reason. In this particular case, in No Hard Feelings, because they said that he was, about to go to Princeton and he never had a girlfriend. So they didn't want him to be like, go off to college and,
be a virgin.
Yeah, pretty much. And in Mean Girls 2, it was, they wanted her to pretty much have friends, and then they would pay for like a semester or so of college and books and stuff like that. So
I still think I did see that then.
So what I learned is that rich people that got money, like, they use their money on some weird stuff. Like, let your kid just be a kid. If your kid is awkward, they gonna eventually grow out of it, hopefully. Like, because at the end of the day, you're embarrassing them. Like, you're embarrassing yourself and you're embarrassing them, because you literally had to pay somebody to be their friend. So how awful and embarrassing is that not only could I not make a friend on my own or get a girlfriend on my own, my parents had to pay somebody.
Pay for it, right.
So
that's awful.
Exactly. So I learned that, like, the rich people just gonna want to spend their money on anything to help their kids, not realizing that they are screwing over their kids and making their kids more insecure, more awkward, more embarrassed than not having a girlfriend or not having any friends. Because now everybody knows, like, you paid for them to have that. So anyway, that's what has a TV show or movie taught me for this week. Again, this is your girl Spicy K.
And I am TK.
And this episode 32 down, where the ops were telling it all. And we are out of here.